Is the new F-150 Lariat worth nearly $72,000? We're showcasing the 2025 Ford F-150 Lariat Super Cab 4x4 in space white metallic over black ActiveX interior. With 8 different trims to option, this is a sweet spot because it unlocks 3 different powertrains. You could get the hybrid or the EcoBoost twin turbo, but we have the standard Coyote V8. But is it going to be enough to justify a $72,000 price point? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to touch bases on some pros and cons to reveal if it's worth that price point for the 2025 variant. In the front, you're going to notice more chrome surrounding because this is the Lariat, so it's giving you more of a luxury vibe. You're getting 9.8 inches of clearance here because we have the FX4 off-road package, which is a great package to tick because this is going to give you a little bit more off-road capabilities like rock crawling and the hill descent. Front parking sensors and a 360-degree reverse camera. That starts on the XLT, as well as the 4-zone lighting, which uses the lights on the exterior of the vehicle. If you're doing camping or anything that's off-road and you need lights, you can turn them on through the infotainment screen and you can illuminate the area. So the XLT and the Lariat are kind of the sweet spot. The XLT a little bit more so because you could get the 2.7 EcoBoost engine and you can still get this Coyote V8 plus the 2 engines that this also options. LED headlights, daytime runnings, LED fog lights, the front recovery hooks, and we have the skid plates because we have the FX4 off-road package, which also gives you a skid plate and it increases that clearance. Underneath the hood, 400 horsepower is pumped out of that 5.0 liter V8 with 410 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and that's going to achieve 16 mpgs for the city, 24 mpgs for the highway, which when you go with the Coyote V8, you're not really so concerned about MPGs. Now, you will have to pay a premium to get the 3.5, whether you go the hybrid or not on the EcoBoost engine. 18-inch wheels is standard. This is a 20-inch chrome wheel, and you can option up to a 22-inch wheel. Now, the trimmer trim, that's about $1,000 more than this, offers the trail control with the trail one-pedal drive and the trail turn assist. This is also found on the Raptor, and because of the price that we're at, I probably would spend the extra $1,000 to get that trim because you're talking nearly $18,000 difference from the XLT, and you could still have this engine. So is it worth that $72,000? Well, your towing capabilities max at 12,900 pounds for the Coyote V8 with 2,225 pound payload. Now, if you go into the 3.5 EcoBoost V6, that's going to increase towing capabilities by 600 pounds, maxing at 13,500, and it's going to increase the payload to 2,440 pounds. But going to the hybrid V6, you're going to decrease to 11,200 and 1,750 pounds payload. So that's why the XLT and the Lariat kind of are the 2 sweet spot vehicles, because if you're trying to really save money, you go into the XLT. If you want a little bit more luxury and everything that's on the XLT, plus the additives that we're talking about, then you go into the Lariat. You get the Coyote V8 standard, so you don't have to pay any premium because the 2.7 liter that's in the XLT, it's going to be a savings, but you drop to the lowest in class for towing at 8,400 pounds. A max payload, 1,775 pounds. So you're starting to see why a $72,000 price point is starting to be worth it. And when you tick the box to the FX4 off-road, you not only get the skid plates, the ground clearance, but you also features a rear differential locker, hill descent control, and a rock crawl mode, and an off-road tuned suspension. So the value is coming in, and it keeps true to the heritage because you get a throaty exhaust though, because this is a naturally aspirated V8. LED tail lights in the lower, get your reverse parking sensors, spare tire tucked underneath, and we have the extended 36-gallon tank. The F-Series is one of the best in class for payload and towing capabilities. The con is when you go into the V8 Coyote, unfortunately it is not. You have to go into the EcoBoost engine in order to unlock those things. And the problem with the Coyote V8, it does have some issues with the engine leaking and seizing where you have to actually replace the whole engine. I've actually seen a few of these personally. And the other issue is in the rear suspension where it just goes crazy, and they still haven't had a fix yet for this, and this is 2025. Is it worth $72,000 to get the Lariat? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. For me, I would go XLT. Tick the box to the Coyote V8 and maybe add a few features and save a few dollars. But would you go this route? The bed utility pack and the proactive tailgate is what we have here. It's going into a 5'5" bed that's 67.1 inches long. 21.4 inches is the depth. Between the wheel well housing is at 50.6 inches. And you can fit a 4x8 sheet of plywood laying it down flat inside here. So I appreciate that. Push this and you have the LED interior lights. You got your home plug right here and you have another storage area right here. Now with this bed, it is quite unique because you have your measuring right here. You have the tie down area here so you can put your saw or any type of workload. But the best part about it is you can open it up this way like a car door, so it makes it easy access to get inside and just put any of your workload. This is the Coyote V8. We need to go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. The key fob to the F-150 Lariat. 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver and passenger, heated and ventilated front seats with this ActiveX interior. It's a leather red. It is perforated. You get the contrast stitching and the piping, memory for the driver. It comes with the B&O sound system by Bang & Olufsen, and they have an optional unleashed B&O Bang & Olufsen sound system. You get the contrast stitch up top, you get a storage pocket right here, and you get 2 glove box, so it makes storage a lot more for the passenger with the wood inlays, 12-volt charger, home plug with the storage sleeve here. It's not a driver focused setup and you can see the space that you have on the passenger side. Let's fire it up. Now with the Lariat, it's a sweet spot because you can get the optional heads-up display. We do not have it. It has an auto-dimming rear view mirror. We do have the Home Link LED interior lighting, and you still have a sunglass holder right here. Optional wireless charging pad, USB ports. You get the sleeve of storage here. You can push this down, but we don't have the option where this turns into a table. I don't know why they even give you this. If you can't fold this down, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's going to be soft to touch. It bulges up quite a bit. It's lockable, opening up where you can put your change, cards, a ton of garbage here. You get your USB ports there, and it's a deep storage pocket. So I like that you have a lot of storage nooks, and you can have it cleaned up too. You can put your key fob here so you're not utilizing the cup holders, or you can just throw it in here because there's really no point of having this fold down. Leg space is more than enough for the driver, and the same thing for headroom. The dual pane moonroof, that is an option on this trim. 12-inch progressive touchscreen. This has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, YouTube. You also have this little quick wedge right here, which you can just kind of tailor through. I like it because you have the zone lighting right here. So if you are camping, if I can go back to it, it's so intuitive as you're noticing, it just froze on me. There we go, the zone lighting. And you can turn the lights on the exterior of this vehicle. So when you're doing any camping or any off-road and you need some lights, you can do so when you're on the exterior. The off-road page, so it has the pitch and roll, so that is always good whenever you're taking this to do those type of maneuvers. And you can also go back here and you can eliminate it or keep it big. Putting it into reverse gets a 360-degree reverse camera. Now you can zoom in and you'll have the tow line up. You can zoom out, you can click on this sub menu here. Now you have a lot of different camera layouts for the vehicle, including that tow, as well as the side-by-side view. And you can also rotate this so that way you can see for those maneuvers. Now, when you go into your features here, you have a ton because you have this trailer here, which you can add for your checklist. You can also store it. So this is good because if you're trying to do services on your trailer, like your tires, maybe you want to rotate them or whatever the case may be, you have everything set so you know the miles and you know the life that you're getting out of those tires. And it also does a trailer light check for you, and it just goes through everything in here. Dual climate control settings is standard, and the gauge cluster is a digital reader that can go through an array of different content for the driver, including the different gauges, your off-road page so you don't have to go there, towing, the status, your navigation, and your phone. So everything is accessible right in front of you. Leatherette steering wheel, multi-function. The dashboard and door panels do not really configure together, but they do this purposely so that way you can see the side view mirror and you just have a lot more visibility through the side. Dual pane windows in the front, one touch up and down for the front windows. It's soft to touch where it needs to be. 2 tiers of storage, and you have some more buttons right here to configure for your front lights. For the back, this is the opening that you get. The door is going to have the same segment that's in the front, so you have soft materials where it needs to be. You get a cup or beverage holder up here and 2 tiers of storage. The B&O comes into the back, and you can fold this up at a 60-40 split to increase cargo capacity, and it's a flat floor more or less, so it makes it a lot more easy. Plus you have this area here, so if you want to put like milk or sodas, whatever, you can still do so. Grab handle, we got the running boards. Let's get inside. We got storage behind both of the front seats. 2 USB-C ports and a home plug with the air vents. And you have the cup holders. Check out the leg space that you have. And headroom, it does a great job. Now you can option the dual panel moonroof, and it's not gonna really change too much of the configuration for the headroom. Sliding into the center, leg space, not gonna be an issue. You're not gonna be sharing hardly anything at all. And to show you what I mean by space, look at this. I'm not even touching the seats next to me. I'm not even blocking the center area here for the air vents. And the same thing for headroom. 400 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque, the Coyote V8. Let's hear how she sounds. Oh, it's nothing like a V8. Now the 3.5 liter EcoBoost will have the same horsepower, but torque will be 90 pound-feet more. So it is something to take in consideration because it does change your towing capabilities, maxing to 13,500 pounds. And it also increases your payload by 215 pounds. So when you're putting these things into content, is it worth the engine upgraded price? I guess I would do it. But in the same aspect, I'm already at $72,000. And the fact that I have to keep adding features is gonna make this thing escalate to about $80,000 quickly, and then I'm at a whole different trim, so that's gonna take me to some pros and cons. Starting off with the pros, when you're in the XLE and the Lariat trim, they are truly the sweet spot depending on which one your pocket can afford. When you're at this price point, you do get more standard features and you get more capabilities, but in the XLE, you get a little bit more bang for your buck because you can still option this engine as well as the other 2 engines that's optioned with this vehicle. The seat cushion is soft. I appreciate that, especially for long journeys and doing a workload, because you're going to be using this vehicle for work and family use, and you can do that both ways, especially with all the room that you have in the back. Some cons though is how many damn features do you have to option? I mean, the dual panel moonroof, wireless charging pad, come on man, give me some of these things standard because I'm paying nearly 20 grand more than an XLT. Get it, I'm getting the Coyote V8 standard, but it's not a huge difference in the sense of what you're getting value-wise. Now, when you add the off-road package to the Lariat, it does increase the ground clearance, but the ride is still smooth. We're riding on 20-inch wheels, and you can option a 22-inch wheel here. It comes as a 18-inch wheel base. You're gonna have more chrome aesthetics on the exterior, whereas the XLT will have more black aesthetics, so you don't have to do like a black appearance package. And that's kind of where I'm going at with the Lariat. You have to add a lot of packages in order to get some of that style that people may be looking for, especially if they're going from an XLT upwards. And then at that price point, you may want to consider the trimmer. Ford makes some of the most quiet trucks in class. You hardly hear any road noise, and this is a box on wheels. Maneuverability, it's long, it's wide, but you can do your daily chores. And what I like about the Coyote V8 is it doesn't feel heavy when you're mashing on the gas or the brake. And turn radius at a stop point, it's gonna be about 3 lanes. You're gonna expect that with this wheelbase. Let's rock and roll. Truly like that Ford did not drop the Coyote V8. They kept it in place, and when you're looking at rivals and competition, they've went twin turbo engines. Now they are bringing back the Hemi finally for 2026, so that is definitely a delight. But the fact that you just discontinue it like that. I mean, at least offer it, just don't offer so many of them. I understand the EPA and you guys were not doing great with fuel economy, but look what Ford is doing. They have hybrid variants. They got variants that do decent on MPGs. I mean, the EcoBoost isn't much better than this in fuel. That's why if you don't need that extra towing capabilities and payload, this ticks the box for everything as an overall package. But then, like I've been saying throughout the review, the XLT is kind of the more sweet spot because you can still option this engine and you'll have a savings in your pocket, so you could go on a vacation or you could just add more features because you could get the black appearance package on that. You can get the off-road package on that. Once you start ticking the box to all these, you're still going to hover around a $60,000 price point, and it's not going to be $72,000. So is this worth $72,000? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here.